Every time I open my MXC DataDash app, this is what I'm like. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. What's going on, everybody? It's Chris with Committed 3D Tech. About 2 months ago, I installed my M2 Pro miner from MatchX. In 60 days, I've made over $1,200. Isn't that nuts? So, due to popular demand, I am going to be talking a little bit more about MatchX and the M2 Pro miner. We're going to talk about staking and mining DHX, which is a new cryptocurrency that's going to be listing soon. And then more importantly, we're going to talk about das Kaiser Projekt, which allows you to mine Bitcoin at a low power cost with the M2 Pro miner. This is the first time in history that anything like this has been done, and it's pretty remarkable what MatchX and the MXC Foundation are doing. Now, for those of you who don't know, the M2 Pro is the most sold IoT miner in the world. Currently, they only have about 5,600 that are active, but because they've partnered with the Huobi exchange, they have sold more than any other IoT miner in the world. On top of the 5,600 miners that are active right now, they have almost 40,000 gateways out throughout the world as well. Now, if you're looking to get your very own M2 Pro miner, you can use the link that I have down below and you will get 5% off whenever you get one of your very own. Before we get rolling with the video, in order to please the YouTube algorithm, make sure you smash the like button until it turns blue. And let's get to the video. Of course, we are going to talk about the price of MXC because it has gone on a wild bull run, causing my 2 months of mining to be much more profitable than I had even expected. Originally, I expected a return on investment from this miner to come after 10 months. Now, of course, MatchX did send me this miner for free, but let's say I had purchased it for $2,900. Because of the bull run, after only mining 2 months, calculated out, I would have a return on investment in only 5 months of mining MXC with the M2 Pro miner. And that's talking about if it doesn't go up in price from where it's at right now. With the low power Bitcoin mining and some other news recently, the city of Shanghai chose the MXC Foundation for their blockchain initiative. The entire city of Shanghai chose this company. It's absolutely remarkable, and it makes sense why the price has been rising. And I'll show you here, the bull run lifetime has gone up 87%, and just this past year, it has gone up roughly 693%. Price increase, which is just nuts. And the other thing that's nuts is you have not smashed the like button yet. Just do it until it turns blue. It'll make the YouTube algorithm so happy. I haven't been super great at the staking features. The feature that I've been more focused on is mining DHX. So I've staked over 40,000 MXC tokens for mining DHX. And from that, in 18 days, I've mined roughly 3 DHX. Now, we don't know what the price of Data Highway token is actually gonna be yet, but they are doing some really cool stuff, especially with LoRaWAN and IoT devices. Now, DHX, or Data Highway, is essentially creating an interchain data market for DApps and LoRaWAN IoT devices, which, for those of you who know anything about smart cities, LoRaWAN and IoT devices are extremely important towards creating and building these smart cities. And I don't think the general population understands how big IoT is going to be in the coming decades. But just to give you an idea of some IoT devices, a lot of you have an Amazon Echo. How many of you do this? Hey Alexa, what's the weather like?
In Frisco, there's a winter storm warning, and in fact, Saturday, February...
Alexa, stop. Y'all don't need to know anything about that. But The way that the Amazon Echo is working is actually from IoT devices that track the weather. And because of that, we have these wonderful devices in our home that we can just simply ask to tell us what the weather is like. Not only that, but they can tell you the temperature outside. They can also change the temperature in your home. All of these devices are IoT, creating a smart home or smart city and making your life a ton easier. MatchX and MXC are not only contributing to that, but they're also building something way bigger where big corporations like Amazon and Google aren't the ones who are going to be getting paid for all of these devices, but you, not only as a consumer, but a contributor to the network, can benefit from creating this entire smart city IoT device LoRaWAN network. Now, last but not least, we're going to talk about das Kaiser Projekt, which when I first got my M2 Pro, I had no idea how the Bitcoin mining was going to work. In fact, I thought it was going to be from proof of staking, but MatchX and the MXC Foundation do something really, really special. Their network isn't based off of proof of coverage. It is a proof of participation network. This is really, really important because they are going to be the first device that offers low power Bitcoin mining. And essentially the way this is going to work, from what I understand at least, is that the computing power is going to come from the collective strength of the entire network. So right now there are 5,600 M2 Pros and 40,000 gateways. Now that 5,600 mining units will come together in collective computing power to create a cloud miner through the DataDash app. Now, as of right now, they are just on a test net. They've already gone through the application process and they're selecting right now the miners that will be a part of the testnet group to see how this works out. But essentially, as long as everything works out, they're going to launch this to the entirety of the MatchX network, which is just really, really revolutionary. I mean, in order to mine Bitcoin right now, you need an ASIC miner, and that alone costs bare minimum $3,000. And some of those miners aren't even profitable anymore when you talk about reward to power cost and the cost of the equipment together. It's extremely difficult. These ASIC mining companies make it really, really hard for anyone to mine Bitcoin. And so these mining farms are just raking in the money, and everyday people like you and me, it's really hard to get into it. So MatchX and MXC are completely revolutionizing the game when it comes to this. They're leveraging IoT and LoRaWAN and a network built from peer-to-peer contribution. So it's absolutely amazing. And the other thing that is amazing is if you've smashed the like button. If you haven't, make sure you do that because that's going to help push this video forward to a larger audience. Like I said, if you're looking to get your own M2 Pro IoT miner, you can use the link down in the description to get 5% off. Now, if you're looking for more information on what the M2 Pro miner is, how it works, things like that, there is a link down in the description for my first video on it where I talk more about what the purpose of the MatchX M2 Pro miner is. Of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that because I am coming out with tons more content. I am even thinking about coming out with a video of me saying Bitcoin 50,000 times. Yes, the small contribution that I can do to getting the word out there that Bitcoin is going to be changing the future. That's what I'm planning on doing. So if you want to see that, make sure you turn the notification bell on. That way you get notified anytime I come out with awesome content on crypto, tech, or investing platforms, or crazy videos like me saying Bitcoin 50,000 times. Other than that, I just genuinely appreciate y'all. It's amazing how far this channel's come, and I couldn't do what I do without all of you and your support. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I appreciate you. My name is Chris with Committed 3D Tech, and we'll catch you next time.